Okay, everybody, take a seat here. We're going to get started. Everybody, if you can move up here, fill in the seats in the front, if you will. You're going to double your chances of winning. We're going to have a drawing here in a few minutes, and you double your chances of winning if you sit in the front row. So come on in, have a good time. If you haven't gotten your gift, I'll leave this up here. Come and grab your free gift, and please join us here. My name's Tony. I'm going to be your chef for the cooking demo here today. Everybody say hello, Tony. Okay, and on the count of 3, I want you all to introduce yourself all at once, and I promise to remember all your names, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it sounds like everybody's name is Bob today. This is the first show where everybody's in the audience is named Bob. That's going to be easy for me to remember. I'm going to move this aside and talk a little bit about cooking healthy. We're going to save some money, we're going to save some time, we're going to save energy, and we're going to eat healthy here. Now, I'm going to do a vegetable medley. I also want to cook with carrots, boil some carrots for you, and you folks can be my testers. Is that okay with you? Okay, we're also going to have some fun. Okay, so what I'd like to do here is introduce the waterless cookware. As I mentioned, this is the Kitchen Craft Cook for Life show, okay? Kitchen Craft has been around since 1906, okay? They come out of West Bend, Wisconsin. How many of you heard of West Bend or Wisconsin? Okay, yes, they've been around for 110 years, over 110 years, so it's quite a long time. They're the first company to design waterless cookware, and they've been working and engineering it for 110 years, so they know what they're doing, and it's very good cookware. How many of you have ever seen waterless cookware before? Okay, so some of you have. How many of you own waterless cookware? You? And what's your name? Charlotte. Welcome, Charlotte. So Charlotte, how long have you owned your waterless cookware? 10 years? And what do you like most about it? Great. Would you recommend waterless cookware to these folks here? Everybody, Charlotte is my sister. I bring her to all my shows. I have to pay her still, but she's with me at all my shows to help me out here. Okay, well what I'd like to do is introduce waterless cookware to you. Now, if you're going shopping for waterless cookware, you're going to look for workmanship, okay, the engineering. You want to look for the solid side there, and look for a top that's going to seal in the moisture, okay, so it cooks itself, okay. This is a patented lid design, fits right over the top, and it forms a vapor inside, and when you take it off from the stove, it continues to cook. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes, okay. And I'm going to sit this down right here. We're going to add our vegetables to this. Our vegetable medley is going to go in here, and I want to introduce to you another waterless or cookware. This is All-Clad cookware, okay, and All-Clad, actually you can find that, probably most of you have heard of All-Clad. You can find this in many major department stores, including Macy's. It runs about $200 to $300. It's very good, and it's worth that price, okay. The difference between this and this is that Kitchen Craft is waterless, this is not. You have to add water and you have to add grease to this. So we're going to do a little comparison testing, as I mentioned. I'm going to add carrots to this, and carrots to the waterless cookware as well. We'll save some for our salad. I'll add a little bit more carrots. So I'll cut up some more carrots in a few minutes. Let's do that. Now, I also want to add some vegetables to the waterless cookware. How many of you like corn? Corn on the cob, it's delicious. Actually, it's a blood sugar regulator, okay, natural blood sugar regulator. So if you're borderline diabetic, eat your corn, okay, just don't boil it or pop it, okay, but it's very good for you. I'm going to add that to this. And also I'm going to, how about we add broccoli? We'll add a little color to that. Is that okay with you? Great. Okay, broccoli, as you know, probably know, is a big time cancer deterrent. 7 times more nutrients in broccoli than most all other vegetables. It's a cruciferous vegetable, and by eating 3 to 4 servings of broccoli a week, we can reduce our cancer rate or risk by 85%. How many of you like that idea? Okay, so eat plenty of broccoli here. It's good and healthy for you. Okay, how about let's do a little zucchini. And zucchini is also a good cancer-fighting vegetable, okay? Breast cancer, colon cancer, very good for you. So make sure you eat plenty of zucchini. We're just going to add a few slices here. And how about yellow squash? How many of you like yellow squash? I love yellow squash. Did you know that in yellow squash, it has more vitamin C than a Florida orange? Surprising, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Let's add some squash. How many of you agree that we eat with our eyes? Right? I do. Kids do, right? Yes. Did you know that there are two colors that, when they're put together, stimulate our appetite? Anybody know what those two colors are? McDonald's, Burger King, Sonic, right? Red and yellow. So let's add a little red. Yeah, they all serve what they call food. I call it something else, right? And you probably do too. But we end up eating the fast foods every now and again because it saves time. We're busy working families here. We don't always have the time to throw on our food on our stove when we get off of work, pick the kids up from school. So I just added red bell pepper. Red bell pepper, full of vitamin C, very good for your heart as well. So add a little bell pepper here. Now take a look at this. Doesn't that look nice? How many of you would like that? Look how much food we fit in this 1 quart saucepan, right? What would I do next in the old days before I had any wireless cookware? What goes in the pot next? Water, right? Now I promised you I would cook without water, but I want to do a little demo here. Now, Dr. Mayo from the Mayo Clinic said that if we actually just threw out all our vegetables and drank the water, we'd be 10 times healthier. And you know why that is, right? What is water? It's a solvent, right? It dissolves things, you know. We wash our clothes with it, we wash our dishes with it, we wash ourselves with it, and you know, over time, it just breaks down everything that it touches. Well, I'm going to do a little something here. Now, mind you, obviously, I didn't steam my vegetables, I didn't boil my vegetables, I just rinsed them here. And look what comes out. Yes, what do we find? What nutrients do we find in carrots? Beta? Carotene, right? #1 cancer fighting agent. And there's all your beta carotene and all the nutrients from the vegetables here. Now, it's right down the tube, right down the drain. I'm going to add this to our water here and help this out with a little bit more water. And then I'm going to need a little volunteer from the audience here to help me with the cooking. Any volunteers here? You can stay in your seats, and all I just need help on is the timing of the cooking. How about you? We're going to call you Martha for this show, okay? Martha Stewart, okay? Everybody have a hand for Martha? Martha Stewart? Welcome, Martha, thank you. I'm going to actually put the carrots on here. We'll get this off to the side here. And we're going to have our vegetable medley on this one. Now, everybody, eyes up here, okay? This is important. Now, our vegetable medley, this right here, typically what you would do is you would put it on high, right, or medium high at home. And wireless cookware, we're going to put it on medium low, okay? Now, Martha, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me when this is done? You know when it's going to be done, right? You put your hands on it, and if your hands stick to it, then it's done. And you don't worry, because I got you taken care of here. We have this here. This is not Obamacare, this is TonyCare, and it's free, okay? All right, I'm just kidding. Actually, what happens here is when this reaches the optimum cooking temperature of 180 degrees, you're going to see vapor escaping from around the rim here. Now, when that happens, I can actually spin this like a top, okay? But once that reaches 180 degrees, we're going to take it right off. So, Martha, as soon as that's happening, just wave your hand as I'm talking up here, and I'll pull it off, okay? Great. Now, on this here, we'll go ahead and get this started. I'm going to have to cook this a lot longer than this, right? How many of you think that the vegetables in here are going to taste better than the vegetables in here? Right? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on high. Okay, we got both cooking there. And while we're doing that, how about if I do a salad. Does that sound okay? Okay, great. Now, this is a kitchen cutter. This is what we call the Cook for Life cutter. Okay, it comes with a solid base here, chrome plated, and a section cup down below. Now, all you need to do with this is you find a flat, dry surface. It's got a little lever here. Pull the lever back, and it creates some suction, and you have 600 pounds per square inch pressure. You can actually pull dents out of your car with that. How many of you like that? So gentlemen, make sure you get one of these by the end of the show here to put in your toolbox, right? All of you with Craftsman tools. This is a hopper. It slides right over the top here, okay? And then you put your vegetables right in here. It comes with 4 different cones, okay? I have a coarse shredder here, which I'm going to demonstrate for you. This is a fine shredder. It's great for Parmesan cheese. This is a waffle cutter and a straight cutter. Let's start off with the straight cutter. Okay, all you do, by the way, it's got this little spindle here in the center, okay, a little wheel, and it goes right on there, turn it clockwise, and it's fine. What you don't want to do is back it out when you're putting pressure on it because it will fall right off. But that's how easy it comes off as well, just like that. How many of you have food processors at home? Expensive stuff, right? Yeah, and do you use it every day? No, I didn't think so. Watch this here. I'm going to take this, we're going to go ahead and do some more carrots. Now carrots here, what you're going to want to do here, what I've done is kept the skin on here, and the reason why I did that is because you're going to find most of your nutrients here. Right underneath the skin is where you got your beta carotene, vitamin A, so keep the skin on, just scrub it with a little scour pad or a little vegetable brush, that's all I did here, and you're ready to go. Now the carrot's going to go vertically down the hopper just like this, and you start turning it, and out comes your carrot. Now it's got 3 different speeds, right? It's got a slow speed, medium speed, and high speed. Also has a backup motor in case this one goes out. Now, what you want to do is just be careful as you're feeding it through there. You don't want your fingers down there because what happens when my fingers get all the way down there? You have chef salad. That's when I literally become part of the show. Finger food, they call it. Okay, so just add a few things here. Now let's go ahead and get some zucchini. Okay, some zucchini squash here. We talked about that. Breast cancer, colon cancer. We'll add a few pieces there. Now how about some yellow squash? You like stir fry? This is great for stir fry, by the way, and you're going to like our wok here. I'll go through that with you in a few minutes here. So get some yellow squash in there. And by the way, if you're worried about my hands, you don't need to here. I've got my hands on the top. I'm safe on the top, on the center, and underneath there, no cuts at all. Now when you get your kitchen cutter here, at the end of the show, it's going to come with a little safeguard there. So you practice with the safeguard, and then you can, if you're like me, then you can take it right off and start using it without it. Let's see what else we're going to put in here. How about some red cabbage? Let's slice up some cabbage. So you can actually do a complete salad with this here. Let's do this here. Just put this right in here. Add some cabbage to that. By the way, cabbage is great for you. Iron. Organic iron. Now that was real quick. How long did that take us? About 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes is it. Now, how many of you like coleslaw? I love coleslaw. Let's change cones here. I'm going to take out my waffle cone. Let's do the coarse shredder. Let's do the coarse shredder here. And I'll get back to the cabbage. Let's do some green cabbage. By the way, the cabbage here, you notice the outer leaf, right? We don't like eating the outer leaf on anything really, let alone the cabbage. The cabbage here actually has, the outer leaf has acid in it, so it's got a bitter, rubbery taste, right? We don't want to eat that. And the reason why it's on there is so it kills the bugs, so they don't get in the center. You'll never see a bug in the center of your cabbage here because it dies on the outside. So with the coarse shredder here, I like to use little sections here, slices. So I'm just going to put this on the very top, okay, and just apply a little bit of pressure on the top and turn. And there's your coleslaw. Much easier doing coleslaw this way, right? Add a little doppel of mayo and a little carrots there, and you've got your coleslaw. And it's a healthy coleslaw. Doesn't have all that sugar in there that KFC puts in their coleslaw. Okay. Martha, how are we doing here? Do we have this going? Yes, we're going. Okay, everybody eyes up here. I want to show you something. We'll come right back to this here. See right here, we've reached the optimum cooking temperature of 180 degrees. I can take this and I can spin it nice and freely around here. And then as soon as I take it off, it locks right into place. Can't spin it anymore. Now I'm going to just set this over here on the side, and it's going to continue cooking for up to 45 minutes. How many of you like that idea? Right? Save on energy, right? What else are we saving on? Saving on time. What else are we saving on? Money, right? As a matter of fact, if you cook one meal a day like that, one meal a day, you're saving $1 a day, $7 a week. How many of you like that? I like saving money. Nearly $400 a year, and nearly $2,000 every 5 years. That's a lot of money, right? Pay for your cookware in less than a year. Okay, let's move on here. Now, I'll come back to that in a few minutes. Our carrots are kind of simmering and boiling a little bit. We're going to let that cook for a little bit longer. Make sure they're cooked all the way through. And then we're going to get on to, let's see, I did the red cabbage. No, I didn't do red cabbage. Let's do the red cabbage here. We'll add some more cabbage to our salad. Okay, the section right on the top. And by the way, you'll feel the pressure of the blade coming up there, but it'll never eat through that last layer. You'll always have that last layer there. So there you have your last leaf here, the bitter leaf. And let's see, what do we, let's do, how about celery? Want celery? Gotta go get the celery. I'll be right back, Dave. I forgot the celery. Sorry about that, Dave. Thought I had that squared away. Okay, celery. What do we like about celery? It's a great salt substitute. Did any of you know that? It's a very good salt substitute. Negative calories. That's a good idea. What don't you like about celery? Nature's dental floss, right? The strings. Okay, so we're going to do away with the strings here. I'm going to show you how this is done. Let's get the strings towards the back end of the hopper, just like this. All the way through. And what do we have? No strings attached. Just like that. How about that? Is that cool or what? Yes, actually celery is a very, very good salt substitute. You want to use celery, or pink Himalayan salt is a good salt as well. Won't affect your blood pressure whatsoever. Clean this up a little bit. How about onion? How many of you like onions? Love onions. They're loaded in vitamin C. I know I have an onion down here. Yes. Onion, loaded in vitamin C, and it's a natural birth control, right? So you buy a bag of these for your daughter, send her off to college. She'll come back complaining that she hasn't had a date in a year, right? Okay, what I don't like about onions is the tears. I don't like to cry. How many of you like to cry? So actually, if you don't know this, the tears come from an enzyme here. When the outer layer of skin is peeled off, it releases a gas, which get into your tear ducts, affect your tear ducts, and we end up crying as we're chopping. Well, let's do away with those tears, okay? I've got a wedge here. I'm going to put it on here like I did with the cold slaw, and turn my little cutter, and there's your skin. No tears. How many of you would take one of these if I can give it away today for free? Right? Great. I love that. I love this thing here. I've saved so much time and money on this. Okay. I'm going to clean up here just a little bit here, and then I want to show you a little something. We're pretty much done with our salad. Now, how many of you go to the store and shopping for your vegetables and salad, and you figure, okay, well, I'm going to save a little bit of time here. Let me just get this item in a bag, right? Here's your bag of lettuce. This happens to be a bag of spinach, but a bag of lettuce here. Now, you go to a store, a grocery store. I just priced this the other day too. We went to the grocery store, the cheapest bag of vegetables and lettuce, $3. The most expensive, $9. How many of you agree that's quite a bit of money to spend for a bag of lettuce, right? Okay, this here cost me $1.75 to make that. That is going to last me a week. That's 3 to 4 servings. By the way, just like our broccoli, 3 to 4 servings of this a week also reduce our cancer risk by 85%. How many of you think that's a great idea? I do. So this cost me $1.75. On average, a bag of this a week to equal this is going to cost me $5.50, okay? The problem with that is this, okay? How many of you have taken your bag of lettuce or vegetables home, open it up, and all of a sudden you're greeted with this aroma, this rancid aroma? How many of you have done that? I do that all the time. Well, good news and bad news, okay? They shock it with bleach. That's gross, okay? They shock it with bleach, but they do that to kill off the bacteria. That's a good thing. The bad thing is it kills a lot of the nutrients there as well, okay? And those are the cancer-fighting agents that we have, and those things that keep us healthy, keep us from getting the flu, from the virus going wild in our bodies, okay? So you're really buying a bag of vegetables that's kind of like boiling the vegetables, right? Not good. And it costs quite a bit of money, $5.50. Now, how many of you agree that we can get most all our nutrients from our garden in the backyard, Mother Nature's garden, right? So before you know it, I'm going to the store because I'm not getting the kind of nutrients that I want, and I'm spending $39 for my Centrum and $15 for my one-a-day multiple vitamins. And I'm racking up these bills for my vitamins anywhere from $50 to $100 a month. You know, it comes up to $1,200 a year. How many of you agree that that's a lot of money to spend on vitamins when we can actually get our vitamins from our backyard, right? How many of you agree with me? Great. Now, I'll tell you what. At this point in time here, we are going to serve you the food. But before I do that, I want to cook an egg for you. How many of you... No, that's not what I want to say.